It's Don here from the board. Thanks for coming along and checking out this video. So we continue in expanding my range of hand tools, and especially in this woodworking space, trying to make things for keyboards, block planes. All right, so I've already got a collection of hand planes, and now I'm moving into some smaller tools for some finer work. And I picked up this Stanley number 130 block plane off eBay, really cheap. I actually got this for I think about $30, including shipping. Absolute bargain of a find because it is in a terrible condition. It's missing the front handle, the knob there. It's very rusty, as you can see. It's got a lot of that surface rust corrosion, especially around that bar. Hopefully that's still going to be in a good condition. Now, what's so special about this plane is that, well, first of all, its history. Started production in 1884, ran all the way up to, I think, 1978, 1979, something like that, according to the internet. But it is a double-sided plane. If we have a look at the sole, you'll notice it's got the standard mouth over on this side for it being a smoothing plane of sorts. And then on this end, there's a second mouth which allows it to be a bullnose. So the whole point around it being a bullnose is that on a normal plane, you've got a front four-plane sole and then the back so that you've got a levelness here. But if you're trying to get up against something like, say, a edge or a wall that isn't flat and it's a feature, you're going to end quite a distance from it, which is that four-plane of the sole. Having the bullnose with that much shorter front section means you can get right up to it and then use a chisel or a router plane or something of that nature to just get that last bit nice and smooth, flat and flush. Okay, so that's what this design allows you to do. And we'll have a quick look at that when I take this apart just now. But what I'm doing, it is actually nighttime right now. It's dark and getting cold. But I'm going to give it an overnight soak in vinegar and then come back in the morning and give it a bit of a scrub down and clean and see how far we get with a overnight soak. Now, because it is winter here at the moment at the time of filming, goodness knows when this video is going to be released, the cold also means the vinegar, that reaction is going to be slower. So having that longer soak time should not be an issue. So there's a knob here, a dial, which drives the screw, and that pushes pressure down against the actual blade, against the iron. This cap is applying pressure via these two bars, depending on the position that it sits. So I should be able to, and that's turning quite nicely actually, despite all the corrosion, be able to get that up and out once it loosens off enough. Yeah. Oh, am I tightening it? No. Okay, so that is, see, we can already see some of that. That's crusted up. Wow. Okay. That's got quite a bit there. At least that's come off clean. So I don't know how I'm going to get in there, but the whole idea is that you can fit it this way, and then you can put this in this way, and then tighten that back up, and then you've got the blade. Maybe that's part of why, because it's not really, it's not getting all the way in because the corrosion is causing that to not be a flat, flush surface. Anyway, the idea is that central hump there works in both directions, so you can actually get that blade right into the mouth there, so that you can get that bullnose action. So it's quite simple. There's really only 4 parts here. I think this wheel should come out. Yeah. Wow, that's gone all the way right up in there. Goodness knows what was even spider or something in there. It's got a bit of a web. So now the issue with this tub is it's actually quite smooth on the bottom. So to get that bottom surface to have some contact to the acid, we're actually going to sort of put a little bit of the plastic underneath it to just give it a lift there. Actually, we're going to go this way because I've got a wood block here to tilt that just so that we've got a bit more volume without having to use so much vinegar in the actual tank. Let's just try and prop that. Well, that should be okay, and I think the wheel will probably be okay. So the time is about 8 p.m. at the moment here. So actually maybe I'll just do it like that. So about 12 hours in the morning, 13 hours maybe, depending on what time I get up on a Saturday, and then we'll be able to start putting in a bit of elbow grease into the process. Now I'm just going slow because there is sediment in this vinegar that I don't really want to pour out if I don't need to. So we'll sort of just do a very casual decant, I guess. Alright, so there's still a lot of that sludge in there that we'll be able to pour off into another container at some point. Okay. This is not a fresh container, it's just that when I opened it last time, it actually allowed me to open it without having to break the seal on it. So what I've got here is actually a 5% vinegar solution. Now 5% is an unusual number because normally you'll get 6% or 4%. So most standard household cooking vinegar is 4%, and then cleaning vinegar I believe is around 6%. So what I did was I actually bought a bunch of 4% and 6%, and then I mixed it to get 5%. So looks like I got to go for a third bottle because it's not giving me the full coverage that I want. This is pretty much strapping me out now. So if I don't use, that should give me enough coverage though. Whoa, it's going to be close. Might need to shim the container. Oh, getting a bit of that cloudiness coming through. All right, so that's still not enough. All right, I am going to have to shim that up to get a bit more depth. Didn't really want to do that because it's putting a bit of pressure on the container height. Maybe if I get some of my blocks, I can do that to just even that out. Yeah, that should be okay. Like that. All right. Just want to make sure my container is actually well supported, so that reduces the likelihood of it breaking and things like that. Don't really want to touch it with my fingers. Just a random piece of, maybe I can flip that over. Will that sit fully under? Yeah, okay. And then of course I've gone and dipped my knuckles in it. Good job. All right. Lid, just to stop any debris and the fumes from that getting too much in the shed, although it's relatively well ventilated. That should just secure that overnight. And we will see you in the morning. And then next part, I guess that will cut into this, is Scrub-a-dub-dub. So we'll catch you soon. Ah.